Hey there, welcome back. We know how to read data, subset it, and plot it. Now let's learn how to programmatically do stuff several times with for loops, and then in the last video after this one with functions and loops for that. To prepare you for loops, here is an exercise that you can do. Go ahead and pause the video and solve it, and then come back for the solution. The solution is to create this little object and then use that object to select things, and then we can do nice graphics stuff with that. That's something that we're going to use in a for loop. What a for loop does is it creates a variable like this var that we just created. A variable and object are the same thing, they're just different words. It will set that object to a certain value, run some code with that, then set the variable to the next value, run the code with that, and so on. So let's look at that in real life. So we have our code as previously. We can also select several lines and run that in one go. So we get a fairly decent time series of the graph. So if we want to run this in a for loop, we're going to take this bit, the plotting command, and the month axis command is a block, which means now if I run only the line 77 or 72, it will, I'll close this to prove that it does that. It will run the entire selection for us, so we don't even have to mark this. Now, this grouping of code, this putting several expressions, an expression is one single command, into a set of commands can also be used inside our loop. So what we're going to do is for the variable, actually let me finish this syntax here, and it's kind of a matter of taste if you want this to be on this line. Some people do, some people don't. RStudio by default doesn't do that. So we're going to have this var that we use in here, not just bfx, but we're going to run over several things. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our meta data and use the power column. Let's have a brief look at that for a reminder. So we have fx in there, but also all these other things. And for each of these variables, this whole block is going to run. So if I run the loop and the code itself, I can now click through the individual graphics. If I run this bit first, because I closed the graphical window which will reset all these parameters, I can actually get rid of this now. Control D will delete a line, and run this again, and now I have a bit of nice spacing around all of these individual graphs. Right, and now we can wrap this in PDF and export this nicely. I put both the PDF command and the device off command here, and let's go to files and see this file get created in real life. The power call needs to come after PDF so that it changes that, and then we can open the file here, and now we can nicely scroll through our individual files and see for each of those columns the time series. So that is pretty neat, and all you need to do is set some nice colors, and you have a good PDF that you can actually take some information from. Alright, so that's the secret of a loop. We write our code once, and it will take a certain object that I can name however I want it. It should probably make sense. So we have several variables like the wind speed and the rainfall and stuff, so var is a fairly good name. You'll often see I for index, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and if it's numbers, but this is nice because I can directly use from the meta data things, and that is very nice. So this for loop will take the var value from each of those individual inputs, so that is very, very handy to run this code multiple times, and then we wrap it in nice stuff around it to create some nice output. Alright, see you in the next and last video where we'll be writing functions and looping over, or with those.